Welcome back to the Garage Guys. I'm Damien and this is the Binder Builder. In the last couple of videos I've been working on the A-arms for this front suspension. I first built the lower A-arms, and although they came out a little heavier than I wanted, they came out awesome. In the last video, I went ahead and started designing and building my upper A-arms. You notice that I was using the same kind of techniques that I used for the lower A-arms, using a box structure on the inside, and then going to be plating that on the front and on the top and bottom. And in today's video, we're going to finish those upper A-arms and get a look at the two A-arms together. After I got the main structure welded up, I need to do some cleanup to knock down the welds. So that the plate sits flat on the arms, I need to start grinding, and grinding I did. After that, I headed to my buddy Howard's place. He's the guy that helped me pick up the bug. He's actually building two bugs, and I've been eager to go over there to see how his project's coming along. Now I'll warn you, as crazy and extreme as I get with the Baja bug, Howard's like the polar opposite. He builds them totally stock, and he's really good at it. He's so serious about building bugs. I tell you, last year we actually drove, I think it was to Pennsylvania, picked up this project that convertible, a red convertible that he found. A guy had lost interest and it came with a bunch of parts. So we went up there to rescue it. And I thought that about this time I would be looking at basically a brand new convertible bug. But it turns out Diamond, this baby blue bug, he ran into it and it needed rescued. So he was the guy to rescue it, and he's been working on it ever since. Long story short, he's actually going through pretty much everything on Diamond. I even got to help him cut out the top to put in one of those sliding rag tops. But anyway, I can appreciate a stock bug just as much as I could appreciate a fully built extreme bug. So it's kind of fun just to follow Howard around and just listen to him talk about his project and where he's at and where he's going. It's kind of fun to do. But eventually we had to get down to brass tacks. I was here to sandblast my upper arms to give me a nice clean surface to weld on. So after Howard showed me how to use his blasting cabinet, I got to work on the arms. Initially I put the GoPro on the compressor, which wasn't such a good idea. I just held it and sat it on the glass of the cabinet. Man, I wish these things were easy to see into, but it'll do just fine. It's looking pretty good, but they could use a little more. Where I'm really interested in is cleaning the inside of the box. There was a ton of gunk in the tubes. All right, the blasting really cleared out the cobwebs and crap. They're looking really good. Nice, nice. And that's something I could work with. When I got back home, I redrew out the arm design on the plate and started mocking up the DOM for the weld-in bung. Now I do need to trim the arms a little bit. When welding tube on, whether it's for the heims or for the bushed pivots, you need to cope it. So I had left the arms a little long on purpose. Once trimmed, I went ahead and coped the arm and cut the tube. Even though I'm pretty confident in my ability to make my arm straight, I decided to build a mock-up mount to ensure the bush pivots will be 100% in line with each other. It cost me a couple of shekels, but that's a small price to pay to ensure my bushings are working together and not binding. Then I made sure their spacing was correct for my arms. And with that, I welded everything up. With everything welded up, it was time to mount the bush pivots to the arms. After a quick tack weld, I seam welded the pivots on. Then I lined up the DOM tube for the weld-in bar. While doing this, I made sure that the arm was exactly 1.25 inches shorter than the bottom arm to match the angle built into the knuckles. Once the DOM was fully welded, once the DOM was fully welded in, I started cutting some 1.25 inch tube in half. These arms are getting the same plating that the bottom arms got, including the rounded front leading edge. But before I could install it, I needed to grind some welds. Then I added a mid-tube, as well as cutting the DOM to match the angle in the arms. Then it was time to build some templates for the plate. I brought out the metal cutting skill saw to cut the plate. And did the fine trimming with the portaband. And after bending and welding the wraparound overlays, I clamped the plate down and started welding. And and welded. And welded. And welded. I also cut some caps for the DOM tube and the half round that I plated the leading edge with. And after shaping it with a grinder, I welded everything in place. That's when the grinding and sanding began. I will say this is a lot of grinding cut down via time lapse into a very short time frame. I was out there for a while. Almost finished product. Total weight is about 17.8 pounds, not bad. Here's the upper and lower arms together. I'm actually pretty stoked about the way they came out. Well guys, I'm really happy the way those came out, I'll be honest. Those took forever. I know. That's only a pair of arms and I need a pair of arms. But still. Now the next couple things I need to do is 1, build a jig for the other set of arms. And 2, I need to turn my attention to the bulkhead and finish that up to mount these arms to. And there's going to be a lot of work to finish off that bulkhead. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Please do me a favor and leave a like on this video as well as consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. But until the next time, I'm Damien and this is the Binder Builder.